Good morning. There we go. So I'm Yolunda and I am with New Hill Development Corporation. We are a Black-led community development corporation in Charlottesville, Virginia. And so some of you probably, when you hear Charlottesville, you may have a few thoughts that come to mind. And so for us, we are a grassroots organization that was formed. We started thinking about our organization in 2017 before what we refer to in our community as our Summer of Hate. Very much appreciate, Rudy, what you all are experiencing. Of course, not to the same degree, but it was a very difficult time for us in our community as well. But one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to create an organization that would allow for us to create pathways of wealth for the Black community. And so that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. I'm going to be talking to you about our project. So we are working to advance Black economic power through wealth building, entrepreneurship, and community-rooted development. We focus on structural solutions, ensuring that Black residents not only just participate in the regional economy, but they become owners, leaders, and drivers of change. Our vision is very simple: to expand economic opportunities that redefine wealth for a thriving Black community. So one of the ways that we chose to do this is we have three pillars that we focus on, three priorities: personal financial empowerment, economic development, and housing affordability. And so the project I'm going to talk to you about is our Beacon Kitchen project. Now, Beacon stands for Black Entrepreneurial Advancement and Community Opportunity Network. It was born out of a project that, really a community project that we did called the Star Hill Vision Plan, which was a small area plan that we did in our infancy as an organization. We partnered with List Corporation in the city of Charlottesville. And again, it comes right after 2017, where we're really starting to look at, opportunity and really what we as the Black community already knew existed in our community. Our wealth creation was stunted as a result of eminent domain that was declared on all the Black neighborhoods in Charlottesville in the 60s through urban renewal. And as a result, the wealth creation was stunted, homes were taken, and during that period of time, Black businesses could only exist in Black neighborhoods. So when you systemically get rid of the Black neighborhoods, and at that time, Blacks and whites could not sell to each other in Charlottesville, then you really stunt the growth of wealth in the community. And that still exists today. So part of what we did is we did a study to say, there's 10 acres of land in the heart of our city. What could we do with that land if it was given over to help our community? And so out of that study was born this idea of, what if we created an incubator? Because that's what we heard often and throughout all of our community engagement, especially with the Black community, is like, we don't have a gathering place. We don't have a place to come together and create and collaborate. It's not that there's not places that exist in our community for that. They just weren't designed for us. They weren't designed with our culture in mind. They weren't designed for us at all. And so we wanted to create something that was designed for us. So what we did is we have built a 11,000 square foot shared use commercial kitchen. It exists in the only Black-owned shopping center in Charlottesville. And it is a space that will be able to support up to 70 food businesses so that we can provide an on-ramp for individuals that are seeking to eventually have a storefront or some type of food business, whether it's a farmer, whether it's an individual that's creating a value-added product, or it's a catering, or someone that ultimately wants to have their restaurant storefront. But we want to make sure that while they are ideating, while they're test driving the dream, that we're protecting their financial future, so that if along the way they decide that this is not something that they want to do, they don't have to do it. And what they didn't do is they didn't risk their family's entire savings, trying to see if something would work as they're trying to journey to change their family's financial trajectory. So Beacon Kitchen is a key initiative of New Hill and a model for equity-centered food system infrastructure. It's, as I mentioned, 11,000 square feet. It's created to lower barriers that Black and underrepresented entrepreneurs face in food businesses. Beacon provides affordable access to equipment, real-world training, wraparound support, pathways to market, including through paid catering contracts and value-added production. Beacon is not just a kitchen. It truly is an engine for inclusive ownership, intergenerational wealth, and community-rooted economics. So I'm gonna take you a little bit on a journey of what my journey was in putting this together. Because you've heard a lot of talk, and I really appreciated this panel discussion because I feel like you guys saw my presentation and you just started talking about it. This project cost us about $4 million. Of course, when we first priced it out, it was gonna cost about $2 million, and that was because we started pricing it out during the pandemic. And so as a result, we have over 14 different sources of funding for this project, to include 3 CDFIs, forgivable loans, grants, but the project has a lot of debt, more debt than we had hoped. But I wanna give you a little perspective from us, the people that you are often lending to. So I wanted to use something that was really culturally relevant for us, the Black community. So in this slide, you see a person with braids, right? Every braid holds value. The beads at the end of each braid represent some type of source of funding. Now, these are cornrows, for those of you that might know what they're called, but each braid representing a type of support, whether it's grants, loans, earned income, donors sponsored. But many of you are funding or helping programs just like this, but you're doing it in silos. From the outside, it looks strong, but for the entrepreneur or the organization, it can feel like they're managing 7 different relationships, in our case 14, in 7 different expectations, timelines, and reporting guidelines. It's beautiful, it's meaningful, but it's also fragmented and fragile. So the question that I have for you today is, what if the way we are funding solutions is part of the problem? We talk about equity, we talk about trust, but we still design capital in fragmented ways that force entrepreneurs to braid it back together just to survive. And the weight of holding that braid, well, that's invisible labor that we don't even talk about. Now, when we take a look at this slide, now this is the strength through integration. This is the capital stack that we talk about. This is powerful, but it represents partial or maybe even superficial integration. Support is coming together for the moment, but not yet shared in a fully unified systemic way. Here we see the same strands gathered into what looks like a unified effort. It's organized, it's strategic, it's fundable. This is what we often aim for in collective projects. But while the capital is braided, the burden is not shared. The entrepreneur is still the one holding it together, navigating multiple expectations, managing the friction points between sources, and trying to stay whole in the process. This is capital alignment around a project, but not yet alignment around the person. Now, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever felt trusted, and I mean really, really trusted, by someone with power? What did that trust allow you to do or become? Now, imagine leading a business or a nonprofit with purpose and vision, but no one trusts you will prove yourself. You'll have to prove yourself in 10 different directions all at once. That's the reality for too many of our leaders. So what I suggest is that we move to a place of braided collaboration. Now, this symbolizing real coordination and commitment, alignment minimizes burden on the entrepreneur or the organization. This is what it looks like when we move beyond coordination into true collaboration. The braid isn't made of separate strands, but strands held together by one person. It's woven together with intention. This is where risk is shared, resources are aligned, power is distributed. This is how we shift from helping people survive or even thrive to creating conditions where they can truly flourish. Braided capital is a tool. Braided collaboration is value. I'm going to tell you two quick stories. Through this process, one of the things that happened in the very onset was a partner of ours, CIC, Community Investment Collaboratives, what CIC stands for. They're very small, scrappy CDFI. And they said, Yolanda, nobody is going to want to be the first one in. So we're going to give you a $500,000 loan, and we hope that that will help attract other people to the table because nobody likes to be first. And it worked, but it took some time for it to work. And then along the way, we were able to get some additional support from the city, from our community, Lord, I'm losing my mind, our community nonprofit organization. And then we eventually got a loan through Locust, our CDFI partner, that allowed for us to be able to finish the project. Now, I'm gonna tell you, we were bold and courageous. We actually started our project without actually having all the money. We did it because we needed to. But then after Locust did all of their due diligence, a partner came along, Ann and Jean Worrell Foundation, and said, you know what, they did all the due diligence. We'll just take what they did, look at it. And they gave us our largest grant, $750,000 off of someone else's work. So I'll just leave you with this. If the goal is to help people flourish, why does the funding still make them prove they can survive? Trust-based, character-based, braided collaboration. It's not just a funding strategy, it's a reflection of who we believe deserves to lead and how much we're willing to truly stand beside them. Thank you.